Hey, my name's David Delancey Wilson. I play Mufasa in the North American Broadway tour of The Lion King, and you are tuned into According to Portia.
Hello and welcome to the show. My name is Portia Monique, and today I'll be your host. And Detroit doesn't just attend theater, we experience it. And when a global phenomenon that has captivated over 127 million people worldwide returns to our city, it's more than a performance, it's a cultural event. So, Detroit, get ready because the king has returned. As the Lion King roars back into the Detroit Opera House, we're sitting down with the man embodying one of theater's most iconic fathers, Mufasa himself. David Delancey Wilson, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. So Detroit is overly excited to have you in our city for The Lion King playing Mufasa. And of course, Mufasa is strength, it's legacy, it's protection, it's power, but he's also vulnerability and love. When you step into that main and onto Pride Rock, what part of you has to rise in order to become him?
That is a very good question, Portia. I think what audience members get to experience is a very genuine and very specific father. I am lucky enough that I am not only playing a father, but I am also a father to two young children, a baby and a toddler. So,
Oh,
um,
congratulations.
well, thank you, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Fun stages.
Right, all of the fun things.
Yeah.
So a lot of like the life lessons that my character Mufasa wrestles with is also things that are on theme and on brand with what David wrestles with in order to sort of impart. For example, the other day I had to teach my son the value and the quality of being honest and what it is to not lie and do these things without fear of any reprimand or repercussions.
Right.
So, what audience members get to see is Mufasa, as I said, working these things out and trying to understand and furthermore wrestle with the weight of the decisions that he makes, just as I would. So I would like to say every part of it, you get to see every part of that.
I love it. And of course, The Lion King has welcomed over 25 million theaters across North America and has also run for 23 years on tour. What does it
Mhm.
feel like to carry a role that exists inside that kind of historic global legacy?
It is a huge honor, I got to tell you, Portia. I don't take it lightly when I say that I stand on the shoulders of those who have come before me.
Mhm.
And that's not just embodying all of the players and all of the performers, all of the excellence that the tour represents, but I'm looking at it from an entire picture of what the story and what the Lion King represents. So that's, from Broadway to the international tours in Europe and Asia, to the UK performance, so on and so forth. There is so much excellence and legacy
Yeah.
in what surrounds the Lion King. And I'm just
Yeah.
I'm just glad to be a part of a cog in that wheel, a very small cog.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But you're playing Mufasa, so that's the biggest cog in the wheel, you know.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, arguably, I guess.
I'm just saying. And
Yeah.
of course, we introduced you as having 127 million people worldwide having seen this. How do you
Mhm.
keep that performance so intimate and personal when you're a part of something that massive?
You know what? I really do think that it's about people are coming in and they get to see the world and the view of a father and son or a king and his kingdom. And so if we treat it as interactions that we're having with our scene partners or with our actors, our fellow actors, I think it only becomes this huge, overwhelming phenomenon and spectacle,
Hmm.
which
Hmm.
can almost serve as a distraction
Yeah.
if you allow it to be. You know what I mean? I don't think about, oh man, there's 2,000 or 3,000 people sitting in the audience. I try not to think about that as much as possible.
Yeah.
What I do try to do is make it so that we're letting you into our world. You
Hmm.
know what I mean?
Hmm.
Um, and I mean, the play also does itself a service of being such a spectacular, colorfully, bright, um, masterfully done.
Yeah.
Where this performance, it doesn't feel like it's an invasion of privacy.
Hmm.
where
Hmm.
it does feel like it's a huge open arms welcome, as you will see in the opening number.
Absolutely. Now, I want to talk a
Mhm.
bit about your personal journey. How did you
Mhm.
venture into theater? How did you get here? What, was it always a dream when you were younger? Tell us briefly, how'd you get to theater? And then how did you land the largest role
Oh,
there to get?
okay. How did I get into theater? I've been around for a little while.
Mhm.
As I mentioned before, I am a Canadian, so I'm from Toronto. My first foray into this world professionally was I played a photo double and a stand-in for in a movie called John Q. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that.
Of
Um,
course.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I was about the age of the child actor who was Daniel Smith. So I was his photo double and his stand-in, which meant that I got to watch the arguably the greatest actor of our generation, the
Of
Denzel
course.
Washington, at
Yeah.
work. And so, of course, if that is one of your first experiences, it's going to leave a lasting impression.
Absolutely.
And, right. And so, from that, I mean, we grow and we go. And I started in professional theater. My first professional theater credit would have been Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, and that was after I had
Oh,
done school and so on and so forth, and lived life a little bit, experienced things, heartbreak, failure, etc.,
yeah.
and decided that this is essentially what I wanted to do. And so, being growing up in the church, singing was always a part of me. I led praise and worship at my local church, did my thing there. And so that essentially gave me the confidence to be the aficionado, the singer that I am. And I guess one thing led to another. And there was an opportunity. I heard that Lion King was coming to town through my agent, also a couple of friends. And I put my hand up. I told my agent that I was very, very interested in the project and the opportunity. And at that point in time, he had no idea that I could sing, that I
Yeah.
could, well, I guess sing as well as I could. And so I remember even that conversation. I was like, hey, I would love for an opportunity just to audition for this. And he was just like,
Hmm.
okay, well, can you send me a demo reel of you singing? And of course, you always have to stay ready so you never get ready.
That
Uh,
part. Hmm.
right. So I had that quick, sent that over, and needless to say, he was like, "Where have you been? What is who is
Yeah.
this? Who is this David Wilson that I obviously didn't know about?" And
Yeah.
so, long story short, I was given an opportunity to audition for Mufasa. And
Hmm.
yeah, I really did knock it out the park. I think it was one of those things where life has a way of coming full circle. And so for me, just to sort of add more fairy tale magic to this already magical story, my 1 year old was born the same week we were going into tech. So you can
Hmm.
imagine from our first audition all the way through 9 months later from my first audition, we were just opening the show. So I had the amazing privilege of witnessing life in my second born
Yeah.
while opening the show for my hometown, my home city. So
Wonderful. That is
yeah, it was.
magical.
Yeah,
Yes.
it really is. Yeah. When I
Mhm.
think about it, it's one of those things where it's almost like a tearjerker where it's like, oh my goodness,
Yeah.
you can't write a better story. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
Yeah. I love it.
yeah.
Now, I'm going to ask because people want to know what was the song that you sang during your audition?
Oh,
Give us a little bit of it. Give us a little bit.
I'm deaf. Oh
Give just
no,
a
no, no.
little bit.
You can't do that. You can't do that to me. Not where I am. But I sang "A Change Is Gonna Come" by the illustrious Sam Smith.
Mm-hmm.
I think I really did naturally. If you could think of how that song would sound, that's a tenor song, and so
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
it was just it was something that, of course, um, we have as an actor. You need to be able to have a prepared piece always, and so
Of
that was
course.
my thing where I was just like, okay, yeah, you want to hear something spectacular,
I
pow,
got you.
yeah. Although I don't think that day it was very spectacular, but I mean, it was enough to get their attention and for them to trust the show in my capable hands. So
We're gonna
yeah.
try one more time. It was good.
We're not gonna get no song. We not gonna get no song. Not today. You're gonna have to come to see the show.
I love it. Now, you mentioned that you also appeared in Harry Potter, The Cursed
Mhm,
Child, and other major productions. How does
mhm.
portraying Mufasa stretch you both differently, emotionally, vocally, spiritually, all of those things
How does portraying Mufasa stretch me? Um,
differently? So, think
no. I
emotionally.
understand the question. I
Okay, cool.
understand the question.
Yeah.
There's a great challenge, and I'm going to try not to get emotional as I speak because I think one of the things about being Mufasa, portraying this black father, especially in this day and age, I think, as I said, it's always so close.
Yeah.
There are elements and there are themes of Mufasa that I've carried into my fatherhood. There are elements and themes of Mufasa that I've had to face when even dealing with my own trauma, dealing with my own past.
Yeah.
And I think the challenge is always being trying to be as present as possible on stage. As I said, this is a very personal story in the sense that I am walking through fatherhood as I'm portraying it. And
Mm-hmm.
that requires a certain sense of honesty when playing Mufasa, when being Mufasa,
Yeah.
that I don't think any other role has ever challenged me or forced me to really look at. And this is just, I think this is more of a testament to how I've grown as a human being. But I was watching, funny enough, I was watching another childhood story, Finding Nemo, yesterday.
I love
And
Finding Nemo.
but it's just again, you watch all of these things. Like I've seen it, so long ago, but now watching it different. Even a movie like John Q, you
Mm-hmm.
can't get me to watch it
Right.
because the elements and the themes and the things in which it touches. Whereas before, as a child, I wouldn't really understand. Now, as a father, understanding what it means to sacrifice, understanding what it means to love unconditionally, and go to no, there is no depth, there is no end as to how far I would go to protect my child.
Mm.
And those are all those three movies: Finding Nemo, John Q, and of course our theatrical play Mufasa.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, our theatrical play The Lion King. All
Mm-hmm.
encompass that sacrificial love that
Mm.
I am willing to do whatever it takes in order to protect. And that is something that David Wilson, not only do I understand, but I am almost willing to do if that is what is required of me. I don't think that was, I think there is no other show that I've ever done that has
Yeah.
ever encompassed that level of love, attention, care,
Mm. Mm-hmm.
sacrifice,
Yeah.
honor,
Yeah.
so
Um, you made me emotional.
I'm sorry. But the truth,
No.
yeah, the truth of the matter is like Black love is worth being celebrated. Black love is
Mm.
worth being honored. And I am so
Mm.
glad that I get to do it in this capacity every night, you
Mm.
know.
Mm. I love your answer. Love, love, love your answer. And you are so right. Black love deserves to be celebrated, appreciated. Thank you so much for showing up the way that you do night after night, and not only portraying Mufasa, a father on stage, but in your child's lives, like your
Mhm,
children's lives. They
mhm.
are blessed to have a father like you. You can just tell that they are completely blessed to have a father like you.
That is very kind of you to say, Portia. Thank you.
Absolutely. And speaking of having that responsibility, right? So on stage every night, in real life, a real father, what responsibility do you feel, especially as a Black man, portraying a character that symbolizes this leadership and generational wisdom?
The responsibility that I feel, you know what, it's one of those things where I just try to show up as authentically as myself as possible. There is a very real fact that there are audience members who may not understand or see a black father, and that could be because of different world, different circumstances.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think there is a real responsibility that I cherish and hold and honor. Um, being at that for a lot of people, or for some people, it might be the first time that they're seeing a black man occupy the role of father. And as I said, that's not alluding to a broken home. but more so even as I'm in Idaho, it being that there's just not many
Yeah.
Black folk around.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
not, so we don't
The fact.
see much of a
Mhm.
racial diversity. We don't see much of, you know, um, and the only impressions that they have is what they see on TV or what the media
Mhm.
feeds them. And
Mhm.
so this is an opportunity and a call that I get to honor by embodying someone of such stalwart stature and character.
And there's a line in the show about the circle of life, and we're not even gonna ask you to sing it because we know you're not. But in your
No, no, no.
own life, what has that journey towards this role taught you about faith, timing, and purpose?
That is a very good question, Portia. That is a very good question. I mean, in some ways, the theme of everything being connected, the theme of everything being encompassing and almost in a sense like uniform. I think that what we get to see and what we get to witness, or what I've witnessed, is my faith is what keeps me grounded and keeps me, and that's what affirms me
Mhm.
as a
Mhm.
father. That's what
Mhm.
affirms me as a performer. That's what affirms me as a Black man. And we get to see all of those elements and all of those things in the small things. In the, we get to see it when we look at, again, like the circle of life, and we get
Yeah.
to see it when we look at Rafiki's wisdom and what she passes on, knowing that ultimately everything works out
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
good. I'm
Mhm.
not going to finish the scripture, but everything works out for good.
Yeah.
And so and yeah, I think those elements definitely echo, and I think that's the beauty of storytelling too. You get to see
Yeah.
all of those things sort of connect.
You're coming to Detroit March 12th
Mhm.
through April 5th. And
Mhm.
Detroit audiences, we're passionate and deeply cultural, right? So
So I
excited.
hear.
Okay, yes, we are. So we're
Yeah, yeah.
extremely excited to see you. But what excites you the most about bringing the Lion King to the Detroit Opera House?
How much time do you have? I think let me just talk about what excites me about coming to Detroit. Let me just
Yes,
start there.
yes, yes.
I mean, the cultural impression that Detroit has on the greater America,
Yeah.
um, the world.
Yeah.
That's what I'm really excited to see. I'm really ready to witness the power of Detroit and essentially the power that it holds on popular culture. How excited am I about bringing the Lion King to Detroit?
Mhm.
Very much so, because I mean, like, it's something that we get to celebrate together. And
Mhm.
so having something that I can offer the great city of Detroit, it's a huge honor.
Yeah.
I couldn't ask for better thing to present. My
Yeah.
best to one of the best cities.
And what do you hope families, particularly young boys who are watching you on stage, looking up to you on stage, what do you hope that they take away from seeing you as Mufasa live on stage?
So they can do it too. I
Yeah.
remember having an impression on one of the first Black stage plays that I had seen. This is a while ago. But I
Five
remember
years ago,
watching
10
it,
years ago.
not
Okay.
quite, but I remember thinking, hey, I think I can do this. And it doesn't seem like it's such an impossibility for me.
Mhm.
And I'm hoping that I get to empower not only just Black artists, but Black people in general. I am not consciously looking at this and saying, well, when I step out and I say this line, I know it's going to. I just hope that some way, shape, or form, they get to see what it is that I do and they are
Mhm.
touched and they are excited about it just as I am.
Yeah.
The other day, we got to do a performance for fifth graders. The entire audience was filled with fifth graders and their caretakers. So it's teachers, principals, et cetera, et cetera. And the way in which we were all filled with so much joy because we get to see art pay its dividends in real time.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
in adult audiences, you don't get that immediate feedback just because, of course, they already know how the rules of society and
Yeah.
how to behave in these theater spaces and so on and so forth. You couldn't get these fifth graders to be quiet, and we loved every second of it. I was in there. I was in the circle of life in tears. Like, oh my goodness, we don't know what core memories we're making for these people, and so I hope that I get to do the same thing, and I hope that every performance I'm able to leave a lasting impression as the way in which these audience members have left on me. So
Yeah.
that is my prayer. That is my hope.
Well, Detroit is ready because
Hmm.
this a night at the theater. Let me tell you what it is. It's a Tony Award winning masterpiece, longest running and most attended Broadway tour in North America. A
Speak on it.
production that has played more than 10,000 performances across 90 plus cities from March
Hmm.
12th through April 5th at the Detroit Opera House. The Lion King Pride Rock rises right here in our city, and you need to be in the room. So let us know. How do we get tickets? How do we see you? Are you guys doing meet and greets? Give it to us all.
In terms of the meet and greets, that is, of course, something that's been set up for a long time coming. So you're going to definitely be able to see us. You're going to definitely be able to meet us. You can buy your tickets online if you go to lionking.com and look at the tour. They all have the tickets and links to it there.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. Date night, girls' night, family night, kids' night, solo
Hmm.
man care. We are
Everybody.
ready for it all. Listen, I can't wait to see you. I'm excited. I will be there opening night for sure. And I'm gonna be probably the loudest one in the crowd.
No, you need to encourage everybody in the row to be loud just like that. That's what I need to hear. I got
If
to hear
you
your
hear it,
screams.
I'm gonna say, Dave, Lancy, Lancy.
Huh?
Oh, that's Portia. Oh, okay. But so very
Absolutely.
excited. This was such a pleasure to speak with you today. I'm getting more and more excited by the day. Can't wait for you guys to show up in our city. I know that our city is going to show up for you as well.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Now tell us before we get out of here, how do we follow you? How do we keep up to date with the things that you're doing? All of that.
Yeah, so you can check me out on my social media. I'm on Instagram at David Delancey Wilson, all one word. And that's essentially all I've got. There's a little TikTok, but Instagram is where you'll find me.
We got you on Instagram. Thank you so
Mhm.
much for showing up today. We appreciate you. And you guys out there, don't miss The Lion King in Detroit at the Opera House because some stories aren't just seen, they are felt. You guys take care, and I will see you at the show. Peace.